History is obsessed with the winners. We worship the conquerors, the demigods, and the men who burned the world just to hear their names echoed in eternity. But history often forgets the man who stood in the way, the man who didn't want the war, but was the only one capable of winning it. Today, we look past the rage of Achilles to find the heart of Troy. We speak of a prince, a father, a man named Hector. He wasn't born of a goddess. He didn't have invulnerable skin or a divine spear forged in the heavens. Hector was purely, painfully human. While his enemies fought for Kleos, for undying glory, Hector fought for something much heavier. He fought for the sound of his city's markets, for the safety of his elderly father, for the breath of his wife against his neck. He was the bulwark of Troy, not because he loved the blood, but because he loved the people behind the shield. Make no mistake, he was a titan on the field. They called him Hippodamos, the tamer of horses. When Hector stepped onto the sand, the Greek tide stopped. He was the shadow that haunted the dreams of kings. He broke their walls. He scorched their ships. But watch his eyes in the heat of battle. You don't see the bloodlust of a killer. You see the desperate resolve of a man who knows that if he falls, everything he loves burns with him. There is a moment before the final disaster. At the Scaean Gate, Hector meets his wife, Andromache. Their infant son screams at the sight of his father's terrifying horsehair helmet. And in that moment, the greatest warrior in the world stops. He laughs. He takes off the mask of war. He becomes a father. He prays to the gods that his son will one day be a better man than he was. It is the most human moment in all of mythology, because he knows deep down it's the last time he will ever hold them. Then comes the end. The gods have left him. His brother has retreated. Hector stands alone before the gates of a city that is already a ghost. And when he sees Achilles, the killing machine, the monster of Greece, Hector, he runs. He runs because he is human. He runs because life is sweet and the sun is warm. He circles those walls 3 times, hearing the heartbeat of his city one last time. But a hero isn't a man without fear. A hero is a man who feels the fear and stays anyway. He stops running. He turns. He knows he is going to die. He asks for a pact, that the winner return the body of the loser. Achilles sneers. There are no pacts between lions and men. Hector doesn't beg. He simply draws his sword. He dies not as a victim, but as the only man who dared to look death in the face and say, "I am still here." His death was the death of Troy. When he fell, the walls fell with him. Achilles dragged him through the dirt, trying to erase the man. But you cannot erase a soul like Hector's. Even the gods wept for him. Even his enemies, in the end, had to admit the best man in the world didn't come from Greece. He died defending his home. We remember Achilles for his rage, but we remember Hector for his heart. He was the prince who stayed, the father who loved, the hero who was just a man. Sleep well, tamer of horses. Troy has fallen, but you are never forgotten.